Alright, so back to a classic top-down video. Today we are going to be doing something with a newly piece of recording equipment, which is my new Rigol DS1054 oscilloscope. This thing is, these things are like, 10 years old at this point. They're really probably considered quite outdated by most people. But I'm in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, where there's basically never any good deal on anything. $300 for a 10-year oscilloscope is a screaming deal, because normally people want that for analog scopes from the 80s or 90s. And that's like, if you're lucky, when you see an oscilloscope pop up around here once every like 2 or 3 years. The one complaint that I do have about this is that it is... Oh, sorry, and so also if I wanted to get one of the DS1054Z, it would have cost me double that before tax. So, 10-year-old oscilloscope it is. And the one complaint I have about it is the fan is a little loud. It's just a little annoying for my taste. But luckily, some people have already made adapters to take a 60mm Noctua fan and pop that in instead. So this print is garbage, but the next print I tried to do after this snapped my ABL sensor and I don't have one in, and it should be good enough. It's only in carbon fiber PLA, it's nothing special, but I would have rather preferred to use like nylon or something, but we'll just go with PLA because it is technically good enough and I don't feel like waiting more. So we are just going to go ahead and tear into this thing, swap this fan out, and that'll just be a little quick, nice improvement. I am actually going to put an ESD strap on myself for once. Okay, so it's our old fan. We will be replacing it with our brand new Noctua 60mm, which does fit. And we'll be using this adapter, which was designed so that you can use the rubber shock mounts with it. And then I guess some people use the low noise adapter. I'm not sure I will. I might just be using it stock because this is probably still going to be quite a good upgrade in terms of noise. And we will have to trim the corners, the corner on one section of this. But I would assume it'll go in something like this. But I'm going to go double check the pictures just to make sure. So they cut out this center guard here to improve airflow in theirs. And just based on how it's lining up with the fan, I think I'll do that as well. And it apparently interferes with the header. That's going to be on this side. Okay, that should be our header clearance resolved. And the only thing left is we have this style connector on our fan. I don't believe it comes with an adapter. So we could just pull that connector off, but I'm going to properly terminate this with a new cable. Actually, let's see what it sounds like first. Let's give it a quick little test. and see how loud it is compared to the old fan. I really don't know if this is going to come across well for camera, but I was going to say it's quite audible, but now that I've got this one right here, yeah, I think I'm going to go for the NRC-10. It is still audible relatively easily, but I don't have this assembled right now, and I want a little bit of extra airflow just as a little bit of a safety measure. Okay, so if I was feeling thrifty, I could use the connector off the old fan, but it's still a perfectly good fan. It'll come in handy at some point. And I realized I should do a closer shot of putting a new connector on here. Sure, it hasn't been a while. I forgot how deep on the bench I have to be for this to pick up. So, that's simple. We then have our crimped cables. And we're going to put them into our connector. It's good to have an X-Acto knife for this, and then we'll match our orientation. And we need to do red on the left, black on the right. So we can see that both of those little metal tabs kicked up and locked on. So we are good for that. We can clear out this extra junk we no longer need. Low noise adapter on our fan. And cable length is actually going to be pretty similar. That's nice. So is a closed fit, so no interference. Let's just go ahead and plug it in and make sure the fan works for the hell of it. Would be pretty annoying if we did all that and then closed it up and the fan did not spin, so let's go like there, plug her in, and hit the power button. Yeah, it's I mean, it's less airflow, especially with the low noise adapter, but it's never really more than like 32 degrees in here. Again, that's pretty warm, but it's not, I don't think anywhere near the limit for what this sort of thing can handle. It's also not going to be getting used extensively. You know, it's going to be pretty light duty. I don't know how much extra heat it kicks out processing wise, being hooked up to a bunch of signals versus sitting idle a lot of the time, but yeah, I really don't think a reduction in airflow is going to be hugely critical. Alright, so there we have it. Nice classic Rigol oscilloscope, modified with a nice silent Noctua fan, which I think is still going to be plenty of, I think that's still going to be plenty of airflow for this thing with how light duty it's going to be used. And, you know, it's not in a hot workshop or anything like that. Again, it does get up to 30-some degrees on occasion, but I think that this is going to be pretty nice. Now I don't have a extra pretty obnoxious fan noise in the background. This is like really not audible at all. I probably didn't need the low noise adapter, but yeah, nice improvement, and spare little sun-on fan for a project some other time.